Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this kind of bag. I've got like so many requests on how to make this. Like it's a cute sort of nighttime or outing bag. So I'm actually going to be doing it in this red color. You guys mostly ask what the size of the inside of the bead is, and this is like so tiny. It's probably like 2 millimeters or something. This is what it looks like. So yeah, I normally get the beads with like the very tiny holes. So the thread I'm using is a 0.7, as I showed earlier in the beginning of the video. So I mostly like to take like 1 and then 2 of a thread, because the longer you make it, the harder it is, or the painful or the stressful it is on your shoulders. So this length is fine for me. I can't fit everything into the screen, so this is probably like 64 or 65 inches for the entire thing. So before we move on, I want to do like an illustration, right, for you guys to see. Normally this is 1 bead, okay? So if I add 1, 2, and 3 here, I call this a ring. I think the original term is supposed to be a petal or something, but I call this a ring, and I've been calling it a ring for so long, so we're just gonna stick to rings so I don't confuse you guys. So and I also call something a mat. A mat is when you have like a bigger form. So in order to make a mat, you need to add more of the beads, okay? So if you're doing a 4 ring, which I normally, for now what I do is a 4 rings, so you're gonna need 4 beads per ring. And then once you have 4 already, in order to create an additional ring, you're going to need 1, 2, 3. So if I need to build up again, all I need to do is to add 1, 2, and then 3. So this is a row, okay? And this row has 3 rings. So one ring, 2 rings, and then 3 rings. Now, if I want to create a mat, I need to stop going in this direction and I have to start going. I need to create a mat like this. That is what will give me a mat. So if my thread is supposed to end here, I'm gonna move it here instead. So it ends here. Okay, this is my thread. Then I'm gonna add 1 more here, 1 more, and then 1 more. This will give me another ring. Now, when I get here, I already have 2 beads here, and I need 4. But then since I already have 2, I'm only gonna add 1 and 2, and then that'll give me another ring. I already have 2 here, so I'm gonna add 1 bead, another bead here, and then I make sure my thread comes this way so I can start joining from here. You don't want to end your thread here. And I always say this, if you're just watching the video, it's very confusing. What you need to do is make sure you have your thread, even if it's a little thread like this, and then probably have like a cup or half a cup of beads, and you know, you can pause the video, you can replay, and then as you're watching, you go through with it. That way it becomes like very easy. So next I'm gonna add another bead, another bead, another bead to create 1 ring. And then I already have 2 here, so I'm just basically going to be adding 2. And this creates a mat. So a mat is basically what it means, or what it sounds like, a mat. So a mat of beads. And then, so this entire thing is a mat. This single one is a row. And then, sorry, this line is a row, and then this single one is a ring. So I think these are the basic stuff. So now that I've explained this, hopefully you guys get what I mean. I'm going to try and demonstrate for you guys to see. So what you need to do is you have 2 of your threads in your arms. We're going to start a ring. So to start a ring, I need 4 beads. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now that we have 4, I put all 4 through one side. I'm gonna take the end of the other thread and go through it. Then I'm gonna pull it all towards through. So it's so easy if you have the items on hand and then you're trying it out. If you don't, then you're gonna get confused. So this, finally, this is a ring. So you guys see why I drew a circle around the beads when I was drawing for you guys to see. This is what the thread will make it look like. Now, I always try to tighten it a bit so that it can be quite firm. I need to create another ring. So I already have one here. I'm gonna add 1, 2, 3. I'll take this end. So I can choose to pull all the 3 here, and you can let me pull all the 3 here. 1, 2, and 3. If I put all the 3 here, okay, then that means my thread is gonna end on this. Instead of it being here, it's gonna end here. So, and normally this is how I like to work. And I found that when I work like this, my roll doesn't get or feel like snaky and stuff like that. So I can go on and add 3 more here, and then I'll join to this, and then, you know, I'll go however I want it to go. But for the sake of this video, because I'm trying to do like a beginner something, I'm gonna show you guys how to do a row. So we're gonna do like a row of 3. So I've taken everything off. Now, if I want to do a row, I'm gonna put 1 here, 1 here, and then on the other thread, I'm going to put the last one. So when I put it together, my thread is actually going to be on top. And if you notice there's a lot of tension on my fingers because I'm actually like pulling this thing tight because I don't want it to be, I don't want to finish and have it look like a snake. So I'm actually like really tightening it before I let it loose. It's still going to look like a snake, but then once you're tightening from the beginning, like it will sort out all those issues. So I'm still doing a row. So 1 here, 2 here, and then the third one goes onto this. And then I'm going to pass this thread through here. So I have a row. So if I wanted to do like 10, a row of 10 rings, I can just keep on adding to get the length I want. I'm going to actually do 2 more because for what I want to do, I need to start with a row of 5. So I have 3 now. I'm on to the 4th, so I'll put 1, 2, and 3 on the other thread. So now this is a row of 4. Now, because what I'm trying to do needs 5, and I want to start creating my mat. So instead of putting 2 here, 1 here, I'm going to pull all the 3 beads here. So my thread can end up being here. So one, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to take this thread and pass it through. So now my thread is where I want it to be. So I'm always like stretching to make sure this thing is straight and there's no crooked. So now I have my thread here. I'm going to start building up. So I already have 1 bead. I'm going to add 3, and I need my thread to be on this side because I'm actually going to build along this row. So I'm going to pull all 3 on this thread. So 1, 2, 3. Take the other thread, take it through. Now, once you have this, you're trying to connect along this row like I said earlier. So you take the thread that is close to this, and what you do is to just pass through it. Now I have 1 thread connecting 2 beads, so I'm going to add 2 more, and I still need my threads to end up on this side. So I'm actually going to forget this that is on this, and I'm going to pull my beads through this one. So 1 and 2, and then I go through it. So you see my thread is still here because when I go through this, I forget about this thread. So I'm going to take it again and go through this, then forget about it. Take 2 beads, and then I'm going to go through this. All right, so now I'm on my last one. I'm gonna go through this again, but because I'm trying to build a mat, okay, so I'm building along these sides. So instead of, you know, putting the 2 beads here, if I put the 2 beads here, then my thread is gonna end up here, which I don't want. So as soon as I get to the final one, all I do is to flip my project. So I flip my project, and then now this thread comes to my left. If it's gonna confuse you, always just keep flipping, so you know that the left thread is the only one that you're gonna keep, you know, feeding. And mostly you realize you end up with one of the threads being shorter. That's because, you know, you're always like feeding 1 thread. So now I have this here on this along the sides instead of on top of it. So now I only have 1 bead, and I need to create another ring. So in order to make a ring, I need 4. So I only have 1. I'm gonna add 3 onto this. Okay, so I have my thread where I need it to be, which is along these sides. So this is a time consuming process. So you want to like be chill, relax. Don't try to do this in a hurry thinking you can finish a bag and probably like take it out or something. It takes time, so don't do this in a rush. And I'm gonna try get a tape measure to measure this for you guys to see, because I get questions on that as well, even though I always leave the size of the bead. So the size of this bead is actually 0.8 millimeter, and then the size of the thread is 0.7 millimeter. So yeah, if you're using anything less than 0.7 millimeter, it's gonna be wobbly. Like you guys can see how firm this feels, very firm, and that's because of the thread and also because of the fact that I'm actually like pulling and stretching. So the 0.70 thread is actually like thicker and way firmer than 0.6 or 0.5. The 0.5, anything less than 0.7 is normally very thin and is very stretchy and like bendable. So if you want your bag to be firm, then always make sure you're using the 0.7 millimeter. So I'm on the last one. I'm gonna take this through it, and then like I said earlier, you want to flip this. So once you flip it, you have your feed-in thread back on your left hand side. And I'm starting a new row, so I'm gonna go with 3. And then go through the side, pull it, pull it, pull it. I think you guys normally, since you guys are from different countries and stuff like that, it's like every pack comes in a different number. So I typically don't know how many beads are in this pack. So when you guys ask me those questions, I don't know how to answer. So luckily I thought of an idea. So I have like a measuring cup. This is 1 cup. So yeah, by the end of this project, I should be able to tell you guys how many cups, of beads that you need, like approximately. So when you guys are ordering from, maybe eBay or AliExpress or Amazon, or even like from your local crafts, stores, then you can change the measurements on my cup to like grams, and then figure out how many pack of beads you need to buy, and all that good stuff. Yeah. So I'm gonna do the final one, and this will be the end of part 1. I like I said earlier, I'm not feeling too good, so I'm going to edit this and post. And if you guys actually want to try this bag with me, then you can start, and then get to create your mat. And we're actually going to be needing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're actually going to be needing 13 rows. So you guys can go ahead and do 13 rows and then wait for me to come back. I'll probably post the next, part 2, God willing, next week. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video here.